Hey everybody, welcome back to Finance Friday. Before we get started, I just want to tell you all that today is the very last day to register for Unleash Your Power 2019. So your finance girl, Jaquila Roth, will be one of the speakers for this phenomenal event, along with many other women who are very, very, very prominent women in this community, in this country as a whole. So make sure you go out and register today, because today is the last day, and hopefully it's not sold out by now at the time you are watching this video. So anyways, your finance girl today wants to talk to you all about the difference between a traditional and a Roth 401k. So what is a 401k? It's a retirement plan, okay? It's a retirement plan that typically, your employer will take a certain percentage of your money every month, and they will invest it into the stock market. They'll match up to a certain percentage of your money. So let's say if you put 6% in, some companies may match up to 6% in. So, if that's $6,000 that you end up putting in for the year, they'll match that $6,000. So what happens is there is two different types of 401ks that you can do. There's a traditional and there's a Roth 401k. So let's first start with the traditional. The traditional 401k will essentially be a pre-tax deduction, okay? Meaning that there are no taxes that are taken out of your check until that deduction is reduced. So let's say you made 10 grand for your pay period, okay? And then your, let's say your 401k deduction it comes out to be $5,000, okay? So that means that you will be taxed on the remainder $5,000, okay? Not on the $5,000 that you contribute to your 401k. So that means $5,000 of that $10,000 with the 401k, and then the other $5,000 is going to be reduced by taxes, and then the net of that you'll be paid on. Okay, that's a bit high, but just trying to use simple numbers to give you an example of what's going on. Right. So what happens is that money continues to build up over time. All right, your company is going to match whatever percentage that they match up to. It's going to grow based on how the stock market is doing, and once you retire, you will be able to have access to those funds. Okay, but once you have access to those funds, the government will take taxes based on your withdrawals. So whatever your tax bracket is at that moment, they are going to withdraw taxes from it. Okay, so you're going to pay taxes on it later on once you're after the age 59 and a half years old. Okay, so very simple. Again, pre-tax deduction now, later on, taxes are taken out. Okay, but again, it's a retirement tool. So that's the traditional route. Now, a Roth 401k is essentially, it's going to come out as a after-tax deduction. Okay, meaning that if you make $10,000, based on that $10,000, they're going to deduct off however much you owe in taxes. And then let's say there's $7,000 remaining. And let's say you say, okay, I want a 10% deduction for my Roth 401k. So based on that $7,000 that's left after taxes are reduced, then it's going to get hit 10% for your Roth 401k. So then that's going to be $700. And then the remainder will go to you and you'll be paid out on that. So in the long run, you will be paying taxes before your Roth 401k deduction is paid out. So you're like, okay, why would I want to pay taxes on that? Like, does that truly even make sense? Well, here's the thing. When you reach that age of retirement, and let's say you have $1 million in your Roth 401k versus $1 million in your traditional 401k, your Roth 401k would not be taxed. That entire $1 million is entitled to you. Versus if you have $1 million and you're being taxed at 20%, then you will receive $800,000 later on when you retire. So, to answer the question for today, what is the difference between a traditional and a Roth 401k? The best way to explain it is a traditional 401k is pretty much taxes are taken out later. Okay. A Roth 401k, taxes are taken out now. So you say, okay, hey, finance girl, Why would I want to do a Roth 401k? Why would I want them to take the taxes out now? Well, here's the thing. The current tax law that is very favorable to many folks expires in a number of years. I believe it's like 2022 or 2023. Forgive me, I could be wrong. But the thing is, eventually it's going to expire, and whoever's in office at that time is going to have to figure out what's going to be the new tax law. So whoever comes in office 4 years after that, 8 years after that, 16, 20 years after that, there's going to be different tax laws. So the amount of taxes that we pay right now is more than likely going to be less than the taxes we're going to pay 30, 40 years from now when many of us retire. So obviously, it makes a lot of sense to do a Roth 401k, pay the taxes on your retirement right now versus later, because later on it could be much more. Now, that's not to say that a traditional 401k is not a good idea, okay? What I would recommend is that you figure out a way with your employer if there's a way you can do both. If there's not a way you can do both with your employer, figure out a way where you can do maybe a traditional with your employer if that's the only thing they offer, and a Roth with your with somebody outside, okay? But maybe again, there's a way that you can do a traditional and a Roth for both, or just go the Roth way now instead of the traditional route. So to sum things up, again, today we're talking about the traditional versus the Roth 401k, and your finance girl recommend that you look into a Roth 401k, pay those taxes now so you can avoid them later. And if you have $1 million sitting in your retirement account 30, 40 years from now, guess what? You get that entire $1 million. All right. So this has been your finance girl. Don't forget to go register for the annual Women's Summit, Unleash Your Power, if it's not sold out by now. And I'll catch you all next week on the next Finance Friday. Have a great weekend.